everybody? Welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to review Ms. Marvel Episode 6, the season finale, and this is going to be full spoilers, people. Some things happen in this episode that are big, huge ramifications. There is a post-credit scene, and particularly the end scene sets up massive things. Now, I will start by talking about the show itself and this finale. While I do think the first few episodes were strong, and episodes 4 and 5, particularly 5, last week's episode, wasn't the strongest, I wasn't on that whole, I didn't feel like, I know some people, super-wise, felt like it was like the worst episode in the MCU. I didn't feel like that. I liked last week's episode. I didn't love it. I didn't like it as much as I did the other week's episodes. Last week's episode is definitely the weakest of the show, and it's probably one of the weaker episodes of Marvel television, but it was no sweat off my back. It didn't affect me in any way or the other. It was just more into the family stuff, and I didn't mind it. Now, I will say that episode happening in a show that only has 6 episodes did highlight the problem with having 6 episodes, which is why I ended up making my video that they gotta do more than 6 episodes. They have to at least bump this up to 8, at the very least. But I digress. This finale episode is probably the best finale that they've done in the MCU shows so far. Only second behind it would probably be Hawkeye, I think, in terms of wrapping up all the ends, executing what you're supposed to execute. Now by default of it being 6 episodes, there are some plot points that will be a little bit rushed, but they get to the conclusion, but they get to their logical conclusion. You know what I mean? And Hawkeye, was the Yelena and Hawkeye thing a bit rushed? Yes. But it was always going to end in that way. We all knew it was going to end with her forgiving him, figuring out that he really wasn't the one who killed, Natasha. And they rushed through it. There are beats like that. The introduction of the Kingpin and them fighting him, and him attacking and whatnot. There are beats like that are a bit rushed through, but they do end up in the place that you expected it to end up, the way you expected it to go. And you know what I mean? And this episode is the same, except it's kept together a little bit more because of the direction, the acting, the superhero moments and whatnot. It's held together a little bit more by because they go back to the roots of the first episodes. Oh, sorry, washing machine's on. I'm hearing something, but they go back to the roots of the first episodes, and by going back to the roots of the first episode, they recapture what made those first episodes, the Scott Pilgrim-esque animation, and the fun poppiness, the fun vibe that they had in the first couple episodes. They recapture that, and by recapturing that, although there are beats that are clearly kind of rushed along, her getting her costume, how quickly she got it, how quickly her family was willing to accept her. All these beats, a lot of these beats were pushed along. Like, they were pushed along. Like these are beats that probably would have lasted an entire episode. Like if this was 8 episodes, the family coming to terms and accepting her would have been like episode 8 or 7. Like, this would have been like episode 7. Like, her family and everyone accepting her would have been 7, and then it would have happened. And then the events of the episode, and then episode 8 would have been these events. But such is life. They did a great job of wrapping up everything, of setting up more, of getting back to the roots of the first couple episodes. I think this was the best finale of any of the MCU shows so far, in terms of structure, in terms of how well it was done, and how fun and enjoyable it was. And the bigger hierarchy of the MCU and the hierarchy of the MCU, and most importantly the hierarchy of the MCU shows, I think WandaVision is still the best, just because of how unique and out there it was, and just insanely great it was. Now, WandaVision didn't end on the highest of notes, But I still think up to that point of that last episode, it was so insanely interesting and so fascinating. And you honestly had no clue what was going on. It was so creative and well done. I still hold WandaVision to a high regard, but right behind it is Ms. Marvel. I think it's clear cut the second best MCU show made. I think perhaps it's one of the best Marvel shows of all time. And in fact, controversial. It's funny there's been a lot of talk about Thor: Love and Thunder's Rotten Tomato score being a 68%, man. Like, this movie's not even at 70. It's like a couple points above fucking Thor: The Dark World, which is a travesty. I've talked about it before. It's awful. That movie should at least be in the 80s, if not the mid 80s, at the very least. 60 something is ridiculous. It's ridiculous and it's stupid. But okay, fine. People got the stick up their ass. We get it. Darkness, serious. You got to stick up your ass. We get it. Ms. Marvel is the highest rated Marvel property of all time. Season 1 is a 98%. That caught me off guard. Now, it's been hanging at a 96 since it debuted. So, I'm not shocked. Like, I am shocked it went up. They don't usually go up, but it went up after the finale, which means that so many people love the finale that the people love the finale and went, okay, let's bump that up more. It's like, wow, that doesn't really happen. It really doesn't happen that often. Usually the finale might bring you down. Like, I think Moon Knight was like a 89, and then the finale came out and it came down a bit, you know? Like, it's so, like, so that, I don't, it doesn't mean anything to so many people. I know Rotten Tomatoes doesn't mean a lot to many people. To me, you know, I have my mixed feelings about it too. But I do think that is a huge milestone. That Ms. Marvel is the highest rated Rotten property that the MCU has ever made on Rotten Tomatoes. 98%. That's in the same, 98% on Rotten Tomatoes is in the same category with Emmy winners. Big Emmy winners. It's like Succession and fucking Game of Thrones and shit. 98% is in a next tier. That's higher than The Mandalorian. That's higher than The Mandalorian. That's higher than Stranger Things. That's higher than The Boys. So for a season 1 debut, 98%. Like, that's the shit animated shit get. Like, that's a high score for a show. Like, it's hard to get that for any show. Better yet, an MCU show. Makes me wonder what the Emmy nominations are gonna look like for that show when that comes back around next year. I mean, it's probably not gonna be anything because I think they're gonna probably put it in the comedy category. So, but it might do pretty good in the comedy category. Who knows? But I'm just saying, like, that's impressive. This show's been impressive. Vellani, I hope I'm saying her name. Vellani, I think I'm saying her name right. She has been a find by Marvel. Like, I had my doubts when I saw her because I like in my mind I have my image of Ms. Marvel, but when she first came on the screen, I was like, dude, this is amazing. They really found the perfect girl to play this. She is a fangirl. She's a real life fangirl. Like, you can go check out her stuff. She's a legit fangirl. She's a legit movie. She's a movie buff, movie critic. She's a fangirl. This is a girl who dressed up like Ms. Marvel for Halloween just a couple years ago, like 4 years ago or something like that. It wasn't that long ago because she's like 20. I think she's like 20 something now. I think she's like 20 because she's playing 17. I think she's 20. I think she's not. She's either 19 or 20, but I think she's 19. But either way, like a couple years ago, she dressed up like Ms. Marvel and had to explain to people who she was dressing up as. And now she is Ms. Marvel. Like, I'm rooting for that girl. I wish her all the best. I know I'll always forget her name. But the lady who cast for Marvel, she's doing a fantastic job. Now the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's get to that. The X-Men. Holy shit. Holy shit. When it said, I had got it kind of spoiled I had it spoiled for me that something was coming. I had it spoiled for me that there was a post-credit scene. That was big. And I had it spoiled for me that the ending has something in it that is big. But I didn't think mutants. If you would have given me at the beginning of phase 4, that we're calling it anyways. You know, before Black Widow had ever come out, if you had given me the landscape of all the shows and movies that were coming out, and you said, which movie and which show will they make their first, not, they'll mention it, their first, mutant, confirmation. The first steps towards the X-Men. What movie would that be? What show would that be? Ms. Marvel wouldn't have even been in the 10. I would have, bro, I'm telling you right now, I would have guessed Doctor Strange. I would have guessed WandaVision. You know, maybe something happens. I would have guessed Falcon and Winter Soldier. I might even guess Black Widow. There were rumors about stuff in mutants and Black Widow. There were rumors about Madripoor. Madripoor is connected to Wolverine mutants. I'm like, that could be a thing. Like, there are so many other things in my brain that I would have assumed with mutants than Ms. Marvel, because I am so used to associating her with the Inhumans, and like I said, I've associated her with the Inhumans so much that the thought never crossed my mind. I thought the Eternals were gonna have something in it for sure. We all thought Doctor Strange, a lot of people thought Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was gonna end with the mutants being transported to our world. There are a bunch of movies and shows that I had pegged to be the setup for mutants. And I gotta tell you, I didn't see it here. It caught me off guard. When Bruno told her, there's something wrong with your genetics that's unique from your family, I thought for sure he was gonna say Inhumans. No, that's a lie. I didn't think he was gonna say Inhumans, but I'm like, well, if he's gonna say something, he's gonna say Inhumans. And then he said mutation. And then the fucking X-Men, the animated series, guitar theme song riff played. All you heard was I'm like, come on, man. You did this when Professor X showed up in Doctor Strange and it got me, man. I was like, and right now there's that orchestrated version of it playing out there, and I'm like, oh, it's so cool. So cool. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. So, confirmation, Ms. Marvel in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a mutant, and it is pissing people off. Oh boy, is it pissing people off. You know what? I'm going to talk about that in a separate video, the reaction to this. For now, I'm going to just talk about how insane that the first step towards mutant happened on Ms. Marvel on a Disney Plus show. By the way, the lowest rated Disney Plus show in terms of ratings, in terms of viewership. Ain't that fucking nuts? Ms. Marvel is maybe the best of the block of the Disney Plus shows. It has the worst viewership, and it is the most important movie, and it has one of the most important moments in the MCU going forward in it. So people need to go back and watch it. I'm just saying, if you slept on Ms. Marvel, you might want to go back and watch it, because you didn't know that the entire time you were watching the first announced mutant, Kamala Khan. Boom. Then the post-credit scene. I see some confusion. Let me explain it. No, Kamala did not turn into Captain Marvel. By the way, post-credit scene, Brie Larson shows up as Captain Marvel. Awesome. They need to do more of that. I need more big, huge cameos in these shows to really get it over. But a lot of people are gotten confused and think she transformed into Brie Larson. No, she did not. From what I can tell, and some others have agreed with me too, it seems like something happened with the band. What probably happened is, because we know there's a second band. They mentioned that in one of those, in episode 3, I believe? Or was it 4? I can't remember. It's either 3 or 4. Wait. No, it was 3. They mentioned that there was a second bangle. That the one they found, the one that Ms. Marvel uses for her powers, is only one of 2. And my prediction of what happened is that Captain Marvel, wherever she is out in the universe, found the other one. And when she picked it up, something wonky happened, and they switched places. And they went, bam, flip-flop. So Kamala got teleported to wherever Captain Marvel was, and Captain Marvel got teleported to where Kamala was. It went, wham, just like that. And it's setting up the Marvel. So for anyone who was wondering, by the time this show wrapped up, how did this superhero from Jersey get wrapped up in space shit. Because in my mind, I figured it was gonna end with like maybe I don't know, Nick Fury or Captain Marvel showing up and being like, I need to talk to you about the band that your band's giving, or maybe Wong shows up and is like, man, your band's giving off a weird, so I thought it was going to be like the Wong thing, where Wong shows up and he's like, there's something going on with that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Washing machine. But, well, dryer. But I figured somebody was going to show up and say, there's something wrong with this or that. But it didn't go like that. No. They teleported. So Kamala's gonna be in the thick of it. So I'm predicting, and it's already been confirmed that Kamala's parents, all the actors who play her family, are gonna be in the Marvels. I'm curious how long they're gonna be in the Marvels. You know, maybe the beginning part and the end part. I'm curious, but yeah, man, she's in it now. We still don't know the threat. We still don't know the storyline. But all we know one little bit of the story for the Marvels is that at least a part of it is gonna be formed around the fact that Kamala got teleported halfway across the universe to a land she's never been before. She has no clue what's going on, so Kamala's gonna be lost. Obviously, Captain Marvel's gonna be doing everything in her goddamn power to get the fuck back over there because she doesn't know what the fuck just happened either. So she's gonna try to get back quickly. She's probably gonna run into her parents like, "Oh, fuck, are you in a room? What's going on? Who are you? What the hell?" It's gonna be all hilarious. And I can't wait for it. Marvel needs to come out with something soon. Cause it did just dawn on me. Thor's out. We still don't have a trailer for Black Panther, which somebody said it was gonna happen last week. Didn't get it. We still don't have a trailer for them. Like, it's Black Panther, and then I think it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. We got a teaser for She-Hulk. But at this point, I think they gotta release a trailer for She-Hulk because there's no trailers coming out. It's like, you know, you think this used to happen it's funny because it used to happen all the time back in the day when it was only 3 Marvel movies coming out. There would be like a whole couple months stretch of time where there would only be like a trailer for one movie, you know what I mean? It'd be like a huge stretch of time where there would be like nothing, where it's like, okay, we're waiting to see what the next trailer for the next movie is going to be. But with so many projects coming out, I am so shocked that they haven't released anything. Like, maybe they're saving the teaser for Comic-Con, which Comic-Con's in 10 days from now, I believe. So, you know, I don't blame them for that. But they got to put something out there, to keep the fire going, you know? So I'm not sure what would that be? I'm not sure, but they probably need to put something out there to keep the fire going. I put out a trailer for She-Hulk, like an official trailer, after you guys have reworked CGI and whatnot, so it looks a little bit better. I've seen different steals of the CGI on She-Hulk, and it does look a bit better. So maybe put that out. You know, I would put out an official trailer for She-Hulk like tomorrow, just to keep the conversation rolling. Anyways, but I love the episode. Thought it was the best season finale of any of the MCU shows. Introduction of mutants. Introduction of at least a plot in the Marvels, which they haven't done stuff like that in a while. Like, that's like old school post-credit scene, like where it's an actual, like, it actually gives you a look into it, like, not just we're alluding to it, like, no, this is gonna be a point in the next movie, like, boom, you know, that's how they used to do it. They haven't done stuff like that in a while, but that's how they used to do it. So I love that post-credit scene. Anyways, thank you guys for the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to subscribe, leave a like below, and comment below. What did you think about the season finale? What do you think about the show as a whole? And what do you think about the mutants, baby? And are you upset? I'll talk about this in another video. Anyways, thank you guys again. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.